Have you got in touch with the police department?
I did phone the police department, and they told me that it was a civil matter.
Where do you go from there?
And so I went from there. I've contacted the Better Business Bureau, and I filed an online complaint form against them.
And what did that do for you?
Well, they're telling me that I'm going to have to wait 5 to 6 weeks. They're going to contact the company to try and resolve the matter, and then if it can't be resolved from there, then they'll give me other options to go through.
Did they say what those options were?
No, they haven't. They haven't even contacted me back yet. That was just after I filed the online complaint form. That's what it said. You have to wait 5 to 6 weeks for a response from us.
Yeah, so you're hooped.
I am hooped, yes.
Okay. Well, what have you learned by this lesson, Trevor?
I don't know. Just don't trust what people say, and and really thoroughly search out and seek somebody who is highly recommended, like your friend there, Atlas Van Lines, or somebody else. Now, I mean, would you have any suggestions for me? What do you think I could do?
All right. Well, I'll turn it over to the pro here.
Sure.
Well, you're in that other void. You've gone the wrong route. It should have been with an Atlas agent or an United agent. Williams are up there. We've got an office there. But if you'd call me tomorrow, I'm Ron LaPorte. Call it. Look us up in the phone book. We've got one of those ads as well. And call and I think I can help you at least by calling that mover up there and asking what they're doing. They've got to get it going. That's very strange, but that's all I can do because there really isn't anybody else to help you. But we could probably get it going.
You'll help me?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready? You okay to do that, Trevor?
I am okay to do that. Thanks very much.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll have the website up on the screen here in a little while.
Okay.
And it's up right now, actually.
Okay.
And take down the website. The telephone number would be on the website, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you
right.
give him a call, and he's the president of the company, so. There you go.
Well, greatly appreciate it. Thanks very much, Ron.
All right, Trevor.
I will contact you tomorrow then.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right, Liz is on the line. I might, just because we don't want to get any unnecessary lawsuits, please do not mention the names of the company. I know you probably want to because you want other people to be aware, but we have some legal things we have to take care of there also. Hi, Liz.
Hi.
How are you tonight?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good. How's your moving experience?
Well, it happened 14 years ago, so it doesn't seem quite that bad now. But we were moving a short distance. We were moving from Burnaby to Port Coquitlam, and basically I had packed all the boxes, and we just needed the moving company to transport them.
So you did most of the work.
And heavy furniture, and they never showed up.
Oh.
So I proceeded to call them, and they said, that one of their trucks had broken down, and they would try to get one there within an hour. So I called back again, and we'll try harder. And 4 hours later, there was no truck available, and sorry, we can't come.
Oh my goodness!
And unfortunately, it was the end of the month, so there was no vehicles that I could rent, like big moving trucks.
Yeah. So yeah, and U-Haul and those type of people get busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
oh my goodness. So what'd you do? I mean, you just finally got a hold of another company somewhere?
No, there was no one available to help us out. So basically we just phoned all our friends.
Got a bunch of pickup trucks and away you went.
Exactly.
Oh my.
So
that's a horror story. Thanks for your call, Liz. All right, we'll be back. We'll take your phone calls. By the way, doesn't he look like Johnny Cash? Huh? Yeah, we'll have him sing in this next segment. No, you won't do that. 1-866-NOW-TV10 is our telephone number, and we'll be right back.
During each show, we want to hear from as many viewers as we can. So if you can't get through on the phone lines, please email us at online@nowtv.ca.
Welcome back to Online Dateline. Johnny Cash and myself are talking about moving. It's not really Johnny Cash. I'm just kidding. Ron LaPorte, and by the way, his wife, she's off camera, but she said, whatever you do, don't let him sing. He's a real ham. He'd probably love to do that. Let's go back to Online Dateline and take a look at Dateline as they talked about their advice that they might have, and I think this will help some people. So let's take a look at Dateline.
How would you describe this entire episode?
Nightmare.
Hell. Just horrible. Anybody who's moving, oh my gosh, research like crazy, ask people, have them come to your home and give you a legitimate estimate because they've seen your things and they know where you're going, and don't just go for the bottom line.
All right, pretty good advice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, now we had this lady on, Liz, and talk to me about that. What could she have done?
Well, the mover she hired was probably a smaller mover with 1 or 2 trucks, and she was moving, she mentioned at the month end, so when it went wrong, she had nowhere else to go. All the other movers are booked, the U-Haul companies are booked, and so that's a big one. Try to move off the month end. Month end is the 25th to the 1st of the month, right there. Probably 50 to 60% of all the moving in that month is happening then. So you're going to have your crisis happen then. So try to do that. And then the other part, when you mentioned the person just chatting on the other segment, said that you should have them come to your home. I'm going to repeat it again. You should go to the mover's home. Go to the mover's home, which is the warehouse, the facility, the trucks, and see how many there are and see what it looks like. That's a key thing. Have them come to you, you go to them.
So the thought is this, the image is out there. If I go to one of these big companies, it's going to cost me 3 times, 4 times more than it's going to cost me to go to Joe's Moving. There might be a Joe's Moving Company, that's out of his backyard someplace.
Yeah. But it's not. I think in many cases it would be less. They just think it's going to be more. I mean, you have 2 or 3 men, and they're talented, and they come with a truck, and they're going to move you, and we'll assume that there might be 20% max. But we'll assume that the other company has been in business longer and has better equipment, more pads, better crews, have been at it longer, is going to do it more efficiently. I don't see why it should cost more.
Okay. So that's one of those fallacies out there. All right, Crystal's on the line. Hi, Crystal.
Hi.
How are you tonight?
I'm fine, thanks.
I can kind of tell by the way you started off, you must have a story.
Well, I have a good story. I'm an independent woman and do things for myself. I checked into some moving companies, found the best price, got them booked about 6 weeks in advance. I went and I picked up the 2-ton truck myself. I took it home, had my teenage sons and their friends pack it. I had done all the packing ahead of time. I drove it. They took it all off, and once we were finished, I took it back. I just relied on myself.
Yeah, so you did the tradition, or what a lot of people do. You just went out and rented a truck, moved yourself.
Yeah.
And that's a good option if you got some people that can help you do that. How far did you move?
Well, at that time it wasn't too far. I moved from North Delta to Langley. But the time before that, I moved from the Okanagan to down here to Vancouver, and I did the same thing.
Yeah. All right, Crystal, thanks for your call. So, I mean, that's always an option. You can go down and get the traditional U-Haul truck or one of those.
I don't think, when I see a U-Haul truck traveling on the highway somewhere, I don't think they're saving any money because they're going to burn the same amount of fuel. They're renting a truck, which is really expensive. And when we travel, those big trailers traveling from Vancouver to Winnipeg has got 30,000 pounds on it. So that's how we're able to give the discounts we do. And I would bet in most cases that person driving along the Coquihalla with his 2-bedroom home on board is paying more than the mover would have charged him to move there. If not more, then not slightly more. It's amazing. People go off and think they don't even check with us first to see what the price will be.
Okay, so I mean that would really be interesting to do. So you suggest to people, I mean, and we're not trying to build your business on that particular area, but if you're going to do the rent-all type of thing, you might want to just go out and get some quotes because I mean unless you are really a glutton for punishment and really enjoy carrying pianos downstairs, you may want to check with somebody and say, hey, what's it going to cost me to do this? And when you figure it all out,
absolutely.
Okay, Carrie's on the line. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, how are you?
Doing all right.
That's good. I'm in this industry, and I've heard these horror stories time and time and time again. The people come to your house, and they start playing the shell game with numbers and 1.5 cube boxes and 8 cube boxes, and people don't understand if you're not in the industry what they're talking about. And yet people still, here, fine, take my product anyway. Take my cherished goods, my TVs and so on, and you take it, I trust you. But yet in the back of your mind you say, I don't trust this guy. What's he going to do to me? And what's he going to do with my stuff? And I get the phone calls in my shop saying, I got a price from you and you were too expensive, so I went with this other guy, and now I don't know where my stuff is.